The Book of Boba Fett was so buns, and it's just not even worth watching. I am telling you, there's really no point in watching it. All you really need to do is watch like the last 2 episodes, and the only reason you need to do that is because Mando comes in there and he makes the whole show better. The first few episodes were just completely boring. They were him just like sitting around on Tatooine, I don't know, sitting in his chair the whole time, taking orders from Fennec, training with the Tusken Raiders, which was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie, but it was just like, I don't know, the first episodes was just so lackluster, and it was just so boring to watch. Boba Fett, they like changed Boba Fett's whole character from being like this ruthless killer that works for the Empire to being like this soft-hearted, like morally good person. It's like, what? This is just not Boba Fett. And okay, I guess you could say that, you know, change is good. But but you keep changing these characters and they keep getting worse. Like, stop changing the characters that we have and just make a new character. You see when you created Mando. Mando is a good character. Everybody likes Mando. Everybody likes Grogu. That's a new character that they created. But when you change Boba Fett, it's whack. When you change Luke, nobody likes it. It's whack. The show only got good when Mando came in. Mando came in like episode 5 or something like that, and he just made the whole show better. While I do like that Mando was there, I also didn't like that he was there because it's not his show. We just seen him in Mandalorian season 2, and then why do we need to see him again in Boba Fett stealing the whole show? And the thing is, Boba Fett is Mando is what Boba Fett is supposed to be. Like the cool bounty hunter who, I could bring you in warm, I could bring you cold, the like ruthless, like strong fighter, jetpack Mandalorian. That's what Boba Fett's supposed to be, but you can't have that if Mando happens. So that's the only thing, that's my only problem with Mandalorian, is that that's what Boba Fett was supposed to be. So it's kind of like, dang, now what do we do with Boba Fett? And then when you see Boba Fett, the show's whack. The show barely had any action. It was like, the action didn't come until really the last episode. And then that's when we started to finally see Boba Fett fight. And the whole time, he's just like taking orders from Fennec pretty much. And he's just doing what other people say. And he's not making any decisions for himself. He like steps down from Cad Bane, which Cad Bane was pointless too. But like everything he does, like nothing he does, like it's just, nothing he does is Boba Fett. Fennec seemed cool because she was the one like doing all the leading and stuff, but she didn't like her. We don't care. How are we supposed to care for her character? We see her backstory and she's like, okay, I'll stick with Boba, but for no reason. I guess just because he saved her, but there's like no reason behind her character, and there's no reason for us to really like connect with her. The fucking people on the motorcycles were fucking stupid. What the hell? They were like the corniest people ever. They had no characters, and I don't know why the show like kind of focused on them a little. It like didn't really like make any sense. And there was like that corny guy with the thing on his eyes, and then it was that girl with the metal arm. They were both like kind of like in the show a lot, but like we didn't get any reason to like them at all. They're just random people, and we're supposed to like care for them. And then at the end, she like basically bosses Boba around, and she's like, oh, we're staying here to fight or whatever, to guard our thing. And Boba's just like, okay, we stay. Like, what? And this is no hate against the actor. I actually don't. Tamir Morrison, something like that. There's no hate against him because he's a good actor, but it's just the way they made him act. Another thing, a problem I have is Luke. I just don't like this version of Luke in the sequel trilogy. It is just not good in my opinion. I haven't read the comics, but I know Luke in the comics is like insanely OP. And okay, I guess you could change that because you don't really have like an OP guy. But Luke, like, yes, he does rebuild the Jedi Order, but he doesn't keep the same Jedi's stupid ways with like no attachments and all that. And he marries somebody and he has a kid. So to see this Luke give Grogu the choice to choose between the Jedi or Mando is like, that's not something Luke would do. And he's just being like he's just being like the Jedi before him, and it's not making any sense. He's being like Yoda, and he's being like Mace and Obi-Wan. It's just not what Luke, it's not what I think Luke should be. And it just doesn't make sense for him to keep doing the same Jedi ways. And it makes sense that the Jedi failed in The Last Jedi because, I mean, Luke was still doing the same bullshit that they were doing, so it didn't make sense to have. I just don't like this Luke. I do like Rosario Dawson though as Ahsoka. She's fucking amazing. Like her Ahsoka performance is spot on, and it's crazy like how accurate she is as Ahsoka. And it really, it's like she pulled her performance right from the Clone Wars, and I really do like that. That's cool. Boba's like reason for doing all this is stupid. Okay, so he gets out the Starlight Pit, and then he's like, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I guess that's a good reason. But then a video reminded me that this is like 2 seconds after he got off the Starlight Pit, so it doesn't make sense. His reason is because he's tired of working for people that don't care about him. But like, okay, obviously they don't care about you. You're just a bounty hunter. They just hired you to pay them. They just hired you, and they're gonna pay you. Like, they're not caring about you. And the reason you fell into the Starlight Pit was like your fault. You were careless. That wasn't anybody's fault that you were working for. That wasn't the Empire's fault. That was your fault. The Empire wasn't even there. So what are you talking about? And it just doesn't make sense how it's, oh yeah, I fell into the Starlight Pit, so I'm gonna be all good now, and I'm gonna like have a change of heart, and I'm gonna be super nice now. So it doesn't connect well. It's like 2 seconds after the Starlight Pit. It just doesn't connect well. Cad Bane, oh my gosh, Cad Bane was pointless. I'm not gonna lie, of course I was hyped when I seen him, because like, oh shit, the Clone Wars is my favorite part of Star Wars, and when I seen him I was like, oh shit, that's lit, because, you know, Cad Bane, he's cool. But he's in there for 2 seconds and he does not do shit. He literally just stands around, he shoots people at the beginning in that western town, and he shoots them. He doesn't do anything after that, and he just shows up to places, says like a few words, and then leaves. And then he doesn't do anything until the last episode, where he fights Boba Fett basically for calling him out being a bitch, and then Boba Fett kills him. But it's like, okay, you brought him in just to die. He didn't do anything this whole show. I didn't feel anything for the death, because he was there for so little. And it was just like, what did we bring him in for? It was just for fan service. And it was like, that's the problem with this. Like, can we just move on from the stuff that we already seen? We don't need to keep bringing in, teasing Luke coming in with all the time. We don't need to keep seeing these new people, these old people coming back and just for fan service. Like, can we just create new things and have a new series, or like focus on the new trilogy? How about that? Because we keep focusing on the original trilogy and the prequels with Cad Bane, Luke, and everything that came before them. We just keep focusing on that stuff, and it's just, you just keep ruining it. Star Wars just has me frustrated. Like, ugh. I love Star Wars, but it's hard to like when it's like liking DC, because they just keep ruining stuff, like with the movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just keep ruining it, and they have so much potential. But they just keep ruining it. The setup for the future was bad too. You kill Cad Bane, whatever, and then there's like a teaser of this guy getting robotics at the end. I don't even know who that was. I guess that's supposed to be Cad Bane, but it's like, are we gonna kill him or not? Like, what are we doing with the character? What are we doing? Mando reunited with Grogu, and I'm not gonna lie, that was nice. I love that, because they're See, I cared about that because they had an established connection. It was good. It was really nice to see them reunite, and Mando again was the best part of the Book of Boba Fett. But the thing is, it ruins Mandalorian season 2, because you get this emotional ass ending. Mando's crying, Grogu's sad, and we think when they're not gonna see each other ever again, or maybe for a while. And then I don't know what the time is between Boba Fett and Mandalorian season 2, but maybe like less than a year later, we see them reunite again. It just ruins the end of season 2 Mando, and it's like, why did we need to do that? You should have just waited until season 3, or done something else with season 3, and made like a while until we saw Grogu again, to make it more effective for the end of season 2, because like season 2 ending holds like no effect now. Basically, the only thing that really mattered is Mandalorian with the Darksaber, but the Grogu and Mando are back together now, so it doesn't make any sense. I would have liked, like everybody said, I would have liked if the show was just called like Story of Tatooine, or Tatooine Stories, like an anthology series for Tatooine now, or like the Book of Tatooine, or just something else, just not the Book of Boba Fett, because it was not the Book of Boba Fett. It was the Book of Bunz. It was the Book of Booty Cheeks. It was just not good. It was the Book of Disappointment. Yeah, that's all the problems I have with this show. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed it more than you enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett, because that shit was buns. I sure as hell didn't enjoy it.